and welcome to the 2016 graduating class of Montgomery Preparatory Academy for Career Technologies. However, before we begin, there are a couple of things that we need to take care of as far as housekeeping. I'm going to ask you at this time, if you will please, if you have your cell phones, if you will go ahead and either place them on vibrate mode, or either turn them off for us, or mode them to be silent. Because again, we are here for a graduating class, and therefore we want to ensure that all of the parents who are sitting out in the audience, aunts and uncles, have the opportunity to make sure that they are hearing their names of their students and their children being called. So out of respect, we're going to ask you at this time, you'll go ahead and arm your cell phones at this time. Platform, you may be seated. Again, we're going to keep in mind that this is a graduation ceremony. So we have to make sure we conduct ourselves in a dignified manner. We're going to ask that we all refrain from any type of cheering, whistling, again, so that all parents can hear their children's name being called. So now, as the familiar sounds of the pomp and circumstances being played, I'm going to ask that you stand in recognition to honor the class of 2016 MPACT students. Afterwards, I'm going to ask you to remain standing. to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Good evening again, and on behalf of the Montgomery Preparatory Academy for Career Technologies faculty, staff, and students, we welcome the families and friends of our graduates, our MPS board members, MPS Central Office staff, and all community stakeholders to MPACT's Class of 2016 graduation ceremony. As I thought about what I wanted to say to you all this evening, I thought about what you have to look forward to in your future. And I thought about how successful people always go above and beyond to work on solutions to problems, even though that oftentimes means adding more work to yourselves, but it's there to achieve the greater good. I encourage you not to look for the easy fix, but to work hard and work smart, because that little extra is what separates the good from the great. And I know that you all will be great. You should always be looking for that one thing, the one thing that makes all the difference in your lives. You see, at 211 degrees, water is hot, but at 212 degrees, it boils. And with boiling water comes steam, and with steam, you can power a train. That 1 degree makes all the difference. The real progress, those big successes, those meaningful results, all require a little bit more attention. That's the 212. We see it everywhere, how that 1 degree more, that final push can make the difference. On almost any field or court, sometimes the difference between scoring or defending a score can be just a simple half step in one direction or the other. Or it could be 1 single second that makes the difference in the outcome. In professional golf, the average margin of victory in the 4 major tournaments over the last 25 years came down to just over 2 strokes over 4 days of play. In life, it's the same way. A note played at just the right time, at just the right tempo, and just the right moment. An ingredient or two that makes the meal. A look or an attitude that sets the tone. A little more effort, a little more care, and a little more attention can make all the difference with your results, your relationships, and the opportunities that you will be given. Because to get to where you've never been, you must do what you've never done. And you may have to fight the battle more than once to win it. Never give up. So you should always look at where you can turn things up that 1 extra degree. You should always look for those moments where you can be 212. Congratulations, and we wish all of you the best in your future.
Now, it's with great pleasure that I introduce to you the class of 2016 valedictorian, Ms. Zakia Muhammad, with a valedictorian address to her fellow classmates, followed by our 2016 salutatorian, Timothy Beal.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I'd like to say as your valedictorian, it's truly an honor to finally walk across the stage after 4 long years in high school. I want to thank God, my family, my peers, teachers, and so many others for guiding me in the right direction towards success. I learned that doing your best in everything you do takes you a long way. Reaching this milestone has encouraged me to keep going and continue working hard to achieve my goals in order to be successful. After graduation, I will be attending AUM to earn my bachelor's degree in nursing. I programmed the verse Luke 6:31, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, in my brain, because in order to be treated right, you have to treat others the same. That is why I chose to be in the nursing field, because I enjoy helping others. Being in high school these past 4 years have been enjoyable, and I'm glad I'm able to graduate with this special class. They can have you laughing in tears because they are so silly and hilarious. You can always have a good time with them. It is never a dull moment. I am proud of all of us for achieving our main goal, which is graduating. I know our families and teachers are happy to see us finally walk across the stage. We all have something similar and unique about us that no one can take away. We go through obstacles to strive for greatness because we realize nothing comes easy. There are going to be bumps in the road. You just have to believe in yourself and never give up on your dream. I am grateful and blessed to be able to start climbing the ladder of success. But I couldn't have done it without everyone's help. More specifically, my mother. She keeps me in the right mind and always tells me to be better than her. Watching my mama take care of my sister and I independently gave me a sense of pride and independence. Seeing her proud and happy for me keeps me energized and ready to seek the world. Again, thank you to all my family and friends. It has been an honor spending these last years in high school with you all. From Taja always poking me when she walks into class, to Aunt Tim always play fighting, to everyone joking on any and everything. I just want to say I had fun. In the next 10 to 20 years, I love to see all of you doing well for yourself and your family. In the words of Gandhi, the future depends on what you do in the present. Good luck to all of you, and may God continue to bless all of us as we proceed to find our true purpose. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to the superintendent, MPACT family and friends, special guests, Principal Ball, and the graduating class of 2016. I am extremely honored to be the Salutatorian for Montgomery Preparatory Academy for Career Technology. This is one of the best feelings I ever experienced in a long time. I was always determined to become an outstanding student, so I worked really hard to do that, and I feel like I accomplished my goal. My fellow classmates, I want y'all to get serious about life, because once you leave high school, real life will begin. Pre-K, elementary, middle school, and high school were just the introduction part of your life. Now it's time for you to start your life and really begin on it. From now to your late 20s, use most of your physical hard work skills. When you're in your 30s, use most of your mental skills along with your physical work skills. When you're in your 40s, you shouldn't use much of your physical strength because you should be close to your early retirement. I say this just so you can use every physical and mental skill that you was all taught and learned throughout school. I want each and every one of y'all to live your life to the fullest. Grow and have a plan for life. In the future, I want to see you all be successful in the career and field that you all desire. I challenge you all to become greater, wiser, and stronger. I don't know what your belief is, or even if you have one, but I believe in Jesus Christ. With His strength and power, I'm able to do anything. If people try to bring you down, just look up, swallow your pride, and continue on your journey. It was not an easy road to make it where I am tonight, but all the late nights and problems I faced was worth it. We are the future, and without the future is dead. So tonight, my challenge for you all is to grow, learn, and make your book of life a great story to tell. When we meet again in the future, and we will, I want all of us to share all our success stories with one another. May you all be blessed in all your attempts. Congratulations, class of 2016.
This administration began months ago trying to provide this last graduating class of MPACT the best possible graduation program imaginable, and choosing a motivational speaker was no exception. Bishop Keith L. Moore is the senior pastor and founder of MPACT Christian Church, a Kingdom Agenda fellowship here in Montgomery, which is in its 5th year of existence. He also serves as the second presiding bishop of Timothy's House International Fellowship. Bishop Moore received his call and was licensed to minister in 1991. He was ordained in 1993. He has ministered as a Sunday school teacher, Boys to Men youth group, and director of drama and Bible study teacher. He has been a motivational speaker for years, speaking to local schools, churches, colleges, universities, just to name a few, across the state and regionally. In addition to ministry and motivational speaking, he is also a playwright, self-published author, and founder of Griot Poetry Society, and an avid volunteer. Bishop Moore is a graduate of Troy University, Montgomery, with a bachelor's degree in psychology. He is currently working towards his master's degree in biblical studies at Faulkner University. He served his country for 22 years as a member of the United States Air Force and Air Force Reserve. He resides here in Montgomery with his wife, Delita M. Moore, and 2 daughters, Keziah and Zipporah. Ladies and gentlemen, won't you join me in welcoming the class of 2016's graduation speaker, Keith Moore.
Well, it's awesome to be with you this afternoon. I'm extremely excited. I want to thank the school board staff and Principal Barr, the administration of MPACT. This is an awesome occasion, and I kind of feel like I don't need to say anything. After seeing the valedictorian and salutatorian speak so eloquently and challenge you as a class, I'm certainly excited about the potential that you have within you, because I believe them to be a small representation of what MPACT is all about. So I'm extremely excited. I want to take just a moment for us to give a big round of applause to these students, first and foremost. Let's give a big round of applause to them. This graduating class, they certainly have put in their work, they certainly have put in their labor. And I also want to give a great round and rousing applause from the students for these parents and all the grandparents, uncles, and nephews, and cousins who have supported them. Let's thank these parents and loved ones for being here and support. My mother, whom I just lost about 5 days ago, and God rest her soul, she said something to me about growing up. She said, son, getting grown is only about paying bills and becoming responsible. And I want to challenge this class as you grow up. I want to talk to you about 5 myths of maturation. I want to talk to you about some things that sometimes grown folk tell you that don't necessarily make sense. I want to challenge you today, and I want to have you think for a moment and challenge your mind to be greater. John Maxwell says that change is inevitable, but growth is optional. Change is inevitable, but growth is optional. There's no sadder truth than to see a person who is old and immature. Who is old living with regrets because they never sought to be all they desired to be. And I want to challenge you students very briefly, and I'm going to move quickly as we move through this, on 5 myths of maturation. There's some things that we say that kind of don't make sense. The first thing we usually tell people and tell young students is you can be whatever you want to be. You can be whatever you want to be. Now, while that sounds great, that's not necessarily true. The challenge is to assess your skill set, determine what you have to offer the world, and be the best you can possibly be. Consider this. I was once a student here at Alabama State University. I came for one semester as a computer science major, and it must have been the most miserable moment of my life because I was trying to do what social scientists said was the best thing for me to do at that time was find a job in computer science, because that's where the money was. But the difficulty that I found is that I did not like computers. I did not have a mind that could think in those logical terms. I was a soft skills kind of person. I loved the touchy-feely stuff. I had lofty ideas, but to tell me to do an algebraic equation was not in my life. I was not good at algebra. I was not good at calculus. I was not good with mathematical equations. I can barely balance my checkbook. So for me to say that I want to be a mathematician would be a misnomer. It would be a misapplication of who I really was, so I had to turn within myself and discover my skills that could change the world around me. I say to you that each of you intrinsically has a gift, a talent, an ability inside of you. And you need to take that gift, that talent, that ability, and maximize it by developing the skills that surround it. Consider this. Your talent is something that is God-given. You have that. You can do that. But your skill is only developed by spending hours in your craft. I remember one of my favorite movies, amen, one of my favorite movies was Drumline. And I remember Orlando Bloom saying to young Nick Cannon as he came off the marching field, and Orlando Bloom had discovered that Nick could not read music. He had great talent. He could make the most melodious sounds. He could play the most intricate rhythms, but he could not read music. And Orlando Bloom said to young Nick Cannon, listen, if you don't have enough in you to master your craft, then you don't deserve to be on my field. I say unto you that the world is pulling on you to master your craft. Be the best you that you can possibly be. And thank God for mothers and fathers who told you you could be anything you want to be, but anything may not be who you really need to be. You need to be the best you based on what you can offer the world. Here's a myth that we often tell people. You can have whatever you want. Well, I submit to you that you can only have what you're passionate about. Where your passion drives you. Passion is that internal drive that says, I will do it even if I don't receive pay for it. Passion is that internal drive that says, I'm going to seek to do this no matter who says I can't. No matter what comes in life, no matter how many setbacks I must endure, my passion will keep me moving in a direction because I have a deep conviction within me that causes me to keep forging ahead. I say to you, as I said to my children as I was raising them, and I'm a father now for many years, and I said to them, listen, if you do what you love, the money will follow. Because if you do it for the love of money, it may not be your area of passion, and you will be miserable. You're about to enter into a world where you're going to spend 1/3 of your life in an occupation. You're about to choose a job that you're going to invest more time in than with your children, your future spouses, in your faith. You're about to go out into the world to become something that's going to take up 1/3 of your life. Why be miserable? Do something that you love, and everything else will follow after. Myth number 3, life happens. No, life doesn't just happen. You have to plan for life. Now, many of you receive great training, you receive great skills. It's all a part of your plan. It's a part of your development as an individual. You are a contribution to this world. You are an offering to the world. And if you just let things happen, then you will wander through life as a ship without a rudder. Make a plan for your life. I was honored and just blessed to hear our young Salutatorian talk about her plan to go to nursing school. Yes, pursue your plan. Make a plan. And in making a plan, you have to, first of all, determine where you are right now. You are at a pivotal point in your life. You're about to embark upon being grown. And now you've got to make some decisions. Because guess what? When you go to that job, mama won't be there to hold your hand. Your boss don't love you like your mother does. They're not going to respect you like daddy does when he comes to wake you up out of bed. It's now time for you to have a plan that you can affect affect change in your own life by your own volition. It is time for you to grow up. But don't grow without a plan. Have a vision, have a goal. Set something out there in front of you to run this race because you have great potential, but you need to also have a plan. Thomas Edison said that being busy does not always mean real work. The object of all work is production or accomplishment. And to either of these ends, there must be forethought, there must be a system, there must be planning, there must be intelligence, and there must be an honest purpose. There must be perspiration, aspiration, and seeing that you do all things well. Be the best you by making a plan for your life. Here's myth number 4, and I'm almost done. And I know we have English scholars in the room, but one of the myths we tell people is you don't need nobody. Can I submit to you that you need people in your life? Coming to this point, you needed mothers and fathers and uncles and aunts and sponsors and people who invested in you, people who spoke words of wisdom to you. And let me tell you now, you have a responsibility not only to receive what's been shared with you, but to share yourself with the rest of the world. One scripture says that the whole world is waiting on your manifestation. We're waiting to see who you're really going to be. Our salutatorian said to us that, listen, he wants to see you in 10 to 20 years and share stories of all your accomplishment. Can I tell you, in those 10 to 20 years, many obstacles are going to rise. Things are going to happen. You're going to feel isolation. You're going to get frustrated in your career, but you need people around you. Find great mentors. Find people who are doing what you want to accomplish. Find people, watch this, who even failed at what you're attempting to do. Because in their failure, there is great lessons you can learn. Make a plan. You do need people. And here's the 5th and final myth. The sky is the limit. In all honesty, your thought life is the limit. Because if you cannot think it, you can never become it. One wise saying is that whatsoever a man thinketh, so is he. If you cannot right now envision yourself operating on that patient, if you can't envision yourself living in that home you so desire, if you cannot envision yourself giving instruction because your desire is to be a professor, a teacher, an administrator, and pour back into other young people like yourselves, if you cannot see it in your mind, if you cannot sense it within yourself, you can never become it in reality. Don't buy into the myth that the sky is the limit. The real limit is within you. So today, when you leave this place, you can become everything or anything you desire within yourself. But you must learn that you need people. You need a plan. You must have passion, and you must discover your purpose. And I'll close with one of my favorite quotes. And it's one that I draw from Holy Writ. And the quote is such that the me that I'm becoming is the me that I already am in the mind of Christ. Bless you.
Thank you so much, Bishop Moore. Thank you for joining us and giving our young people a lift as they enter the world. At this time, we will have Ms. Woody come and have our presentation of diplomas.
I'm sure by now, parents, this is the moment we've all been waiting for, to see all of our individuals walk across this stage to receive their diplomas after 12 years of suffering and headaches and heartaches and crying. And so now it brings to this particular moment. It is with honor that I present to you 28 candidates for graduation with all rights and privileges thereunto are pertaining. Graduates, please come forward. Timothy Bibb. Quindarius Boswell. Conti. Sharice Crook. Jordan Duncan. Ricky Fitzgerald. Ja'Cory Foy. John Jackson. Taja Lawrence. Daryl Leach. Jalen Lee. Daniel Lewis. Alana McDaniel. Kylie Moore. Joe Morales. Zakia Muhammad. Army Napier. Anthony Reese. Drayshawn, Lindarius Rogers. Calvin Sanders. Deshaun Seawright. DeMarte Shackelford. Richard White. DeMarquio Williams. Gregory Lamar Williams. not least, Malik Williams. At this time, family and friends, faculty, and distinguished guests, we have come to the end of this memorable occasion. Whereas these young men and women have closed one era in their lives, and they are now embarking upon a new era. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2016 students of MPACT.